I am completely opposed to steamboat gravel.
There is no respect for our personal property and no respect for the industries that use rural Routt County.
Oncoming traffic must compete for a road that is full of bikes.
The roads are not fit for cyclists and vehicle traffic.
There's a tipping point and we are there.
You're not welcome. We don't want it.
When is enough enough?
I respectfully ask that you do not grant the permit.
The application should not be approved.
Hey everyone, it's Amy with SBT Gravel presented by Wahoo. We are in the 5th edition of SBT and we're so excited to welcome people from literally every single state in the US as well as 22 countries.
How's your race going?
It's going great. There's a lot of anti-gravel racer signs.
No gravel racing.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Some people don't like us being out here.
It's kind of a degree of selfish. Probably make a decent amount of money on a ton of people being here.
Kill them with kindness. They want you to flick them off. It's too easy. I inconvenience you 0.001 of your day. It's okay.
Everyone's happy with everything.
I've heard about all the drama all summer.
They said keep roads rural, but I don't understand how bikers are making it not rural.
Some people like it, some people don't. I don't know how we changed their mind.
I don't quite understand it. I gotta hear their side. I don't know enough.
Now we're out here on County Road 44 in beautiful Routt County. This is how all 4 of the SBT gravel courses start on champagne gravel that SBT has become famous for. I'm Amy Charity, the co-founder and owner of SBT Gravel. We are here in our 5th year of the event. It started in 2019. We've really changed the face of cycling as a whole. It's incredibly diverse and really excited to bring back riders again this August. So over the years, one of the things that has changed is there are a lot more cyclists out on the roads. On SBT Gravel Weekend, we bring a lot of riders out here. It was brought to our attention right after SBT last August. The community in Routt County is feeling some of those impacts. We understand those impacts. We understand that there are people out here working on these roads. There's some changes that SBT needs to make if it's an event that we want to continue and to be good stewards and good partners in our community.
So my name's Kyle Monger. I'm 5th generation Routt County cattleman, cowboy, rancher, whatever the heck you want to call me. But yeah, we've been in the valley for a long, long time. I think my great-great-grandparents homesteaded here in the late 1800s, and we still have family that runs cows on there, and we run our cows on there and do our own hay to feed the cows all winter. So kind of do a little bit of everything.
Well, I don't know if you want to speak to this race specifically, but like you guys mentioned, you're kind of staying away from certain areas that week.
I guess we didn't realize how big it was. You know, that first year, you're trying to accomplish one thing. Like I think we were trying to bale or rake that day, or, you know, like we'd been doing the whole summer up and down the road. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh my gosh, it was there. And it was like, what is going on? Oh, I forgot the bike race was today. And then it was hard to get through and hard to get by. And I heard some horror stories from a lot of people in North Routt and stuff where, you know, the whole road was blocked and they were trying to get to the county fair and they couldn't even get down the road, or they had emergencies or whatever else. And then they had people riding back up at them and yelling at them and screaming at them. And it's like, that's their county road. Like, this is their driveway. This is just stories I heard. I don't know. Luckily, I didn't experience that, but we were able to get by and go do our thing. But like, it's kind of overwhelming because every day is so different. Like, you think you have something planned out. All right, we're going to go to the lake this afternoon. Something breaks and, well, no, I need to fix this now. You have this small window to make it all work. Any little wrench in that window can really screw things up. We try and be respectful and share the roads. I mean, there's a reason we live here. We love it here, and we know why everybody else loves it here. It's like the secret's out. Everybody knows that Steamboat's pretty awesome. This is where your beef comes from. People like us. This is where it all starts. We take a lot of pride in it, like I do, for sure. It's a lot of work to keep these guys alive and well.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jane Snowden, and I'm kind of the founder of Snowden Meats. I actually grew up in here in Routt County on a family ranch, so I'm definitely rooted in the cow-calf industry. It's a tough industry to get into with land prices, make it tricky to own land, and just really cool, kind of got had a plan. And we're like 4 years in. We can ship to the lower 48 states. We can also do large bulk orders, so it's been kind of fun. This area definitely has changed. You know, it's created a lot of opportunities through the change, but then it's made some challenges as well. Because it is getting so popular for tourists, I know it is a topic in our family, like, are we gonna lose this opportunity to mountain ranch? You know, one moment you're like, oh my gosh, but the opportunities that, you know, tourism brings in money. And then pretty soon you're like, oh my gosh, but it's now gonna push me out because I can't even afford to live here. And, you know, when we feel like someone's kind of messing up our day-to-day, how we do something, we get really frustrated about it. Our calving season, how we're spread out, we have different meadows on different sides of the county road. So we're buzzing down that county road. And if we couldn't get down that county road, no, it would stress me out. Calving season, you like have such a lack of sleep already, but pretty soon you're like, I gotta get to that calf because, you know, something could happen. It could drown in the ditch. Like, you know, I need to get over there. And I know with haying season too, like if they see a rain coming in, I mean, if that hay gets rain on it, whew, it's like worth half as much as it was before. And it also drops in nutrients. That's a significant financial hit for them. So yeah, I would say, I do think there's a lot of emotion behind it, and people are scared that this lifestyle is going to be just something they tell stories about. Mountain ranching it's in your blood. I hope my kids, my grandkids, and that they all get to like feel it and taste it, you know? It's probably better than any drug out there.
I was born in Philadelphia. My dad worked for a company called the Bud Company in Philadelphia. And they made Vista-Dome railroad cars and stuff like that. And so in May of '49, he said, I'm gonna be a rancher. He didn't know which end of a cow got up first. And so he shopped for ranches in the West, and it ended up buying this place in August. I think he was really drawn to this place because of Holliston Hill, because he was passionate about skiing and recreation. He was very involved in the development. He's one of the founders of the ski area. The way Steamboat is had a lot to do with him. There's been obviously a change in recreation emphasis, such as the Steamboat Gravel Race. Where we are with the gravel race, we truly don't have the impact that some of my neighbors do. And where this place is, you know, we're half a mile off of the main road. And so we don't have the impact of traffic or bikers and all that stuff. And admittedly, we adjust our ranching schedule a little bit, and you know, we won't be moving cows or haying or anything like that. So my wife and I, Gail, appreciate what has come to Steamboat. To me, from a philosophical standpoint, it's really important to share this resource. As the bikers were coming back down through here and stopping at the ranch, one of the bikers just stopped and looked at the Zirkle Wilderness and said, this is amazing. What do you do here? It's a chance, again, for us in agriculture to share why this meadow looks the way it is. How we produce food off of this Steamboat Gravel Race is part of that share. You know, there's complaint about peeing and pooping, but who cares? Dogs do it. Who cares? Horses do it. Anyway, I'm just so glad I'm not one of those riders.
Some of my most proud moments of my working career have been on the finish line of SBT Gravel, and knowing the background and the stories of Annika, for example, a para-athlete who finished SBT Gravel as her first cycling event. Seeing kids for the first time setting a goal. We had a 7-year-old complete SBT Gravel our first year, and he's completed it every year since, and he's a local kid. You see the stories of the lives that are changed in people who have depression or mental health issues and find cycling and find an event that's a target, and they come here and they finish, and it literally changes their lives. That's what our team focuses on, is we want to give back, and we feel lucky that we are able to put on an event that is able to do that. If SBT were to go away, I lose my job. There are 20 people who work year-round on the event, most of us local. If we were told that we couldn't get a permit, or if we were told that our numbers had to be cut to a point where we could no longer make ends meet, that would be catastrophic for our small business.
Colin Kelly, Primrose Restaurant, and soon to be another restaurant on Yampa. Been in the restaurant business in Steamboat for 12 out of the last 15 years. So we try to showcase the best of what Colorado has to offer. You know, the Palisade peaches, the Olathe sweet corn, the Pueblo chilies. We buy local beef from Fitch Ranch in Routt County, Snowden, Hayden Fresh. We're passionate about supporting local agricultural producers, from ranchers to farmers, everyone in between, because we're all in this together. Steamboat Gravel came to town in not an easy time. We were coming out of COVID and everything. We'd seen 3 other major cycling events and series come through Steamboat in the 15 years I've been here. None of them have been as well organized as this and as wholesome for the community. I mean, the people that Gravel brings to town are A, top-notch people, but B, they spend a ton of money at our local businesses. I've talked to several retail friends who have said that their sales are up major over previous years. You didn't have that with some of these other cycling groups. You would have all the congestion and all the traffic and town being in gridlock for 3 days with none of the economic benefit. The folks that come for Gravel really embrace our local businesses, from restaurants to retail to grocery to gas to lodging. It costs money to come and do this, and so the people that come that brings, they like to eat and drink well. I look forward to it every year. For us personally, Primrose, it's second place only to 4th of July for us. It's that big of an impact.
Pete Stetna. I spent most of my career racing on the road in Europe and the World Tour and all that, and then in 2019 I officially moved over to this gravel racing space as it was my new frontier, and it's been the coolest thing I've done in my career yet. This is my livelihood. My career, my income, and supporting my family is based off of traveling and performing on these roads and having these adventures, and ideally inspiring others to do the same. I can tell you in the total landscape of this fastest growing discipline in cycling, which is gravel, Steamboat is one of the pinnacle races in the world. If you triumph here, like professionally, your season is a success. I don't think cyclists are going out there with the idea of like holding up traffic. That's not what you wanted. Like, that's not why any of us ride a bike. I don't want a car behind me any more than a car wants to be behind me. And this is not the first time I've heard of this predicament. I own my own event out in Nevada, and it's the same thing. It really is just about, you know, mutual respect. It's this one weekend of the year, and this is, you know, a really unique thing where it's really family friendly. My wife and kids are gonna come out in time for the race, and we're gonna be able to have a fun time in Steamboat after and go to restaurants and go to the kids' park and swim and stuff like that. It is a downstream effect where everyone else benefits in your local community.
You ever been to the rodeo?
I have not been to the rodeo here. I have been to some rodeos, and it is a good time. So yeah, maybe the Steamboat one's in my future.
I'm Brent Romick. I've been the president and or chairman of the board of the Steamboat Springs Pro Rodeo Series since its inception. And we built that rodeo series, thanks to a number of people, into probably the best summer pro rodeo series in the nation. I've been involved with the rodeo for 45 years, and it's been a labor of love. It's an event that's evolved through a partnership with the city of Steamboat Springs, and the end result is a very dependable entertainment source that is genuine, authentic Western. We do more pro rodeos in Steamboat Springs than any other community in the Rocky Mountains. I can say after eventing for over 45 years now that my over successes were my defeats. There's got to be a balance in all eventing. When I grew up here, there's 2,400 people. Then it went to 7,500. Now it's 13,000. It's another 13,000 in the valley. Then you add recreationists on that infrastructure, and it just doesn't work. When we talk about bicycles and bicycle races, it's two different things. Horseback riding, trail riding is one thing. Horse racing is a whole nother thing. So when you start racing on these streets and your footprint is not the rodeo arena on 17.5 acres where it's been for 100 years, but you're expanding your footprint of influence 150 miles out into very sensitive ecosystems and very inferior road systems, then we have a problem. I'm not even certain the county has the right now to use those roads for those purposes. Every other event that I've seen that used public infrastructure and primarily a road system, the Auto d'Elegance, the old motorcycle races, the hot rod races that we had down by the arena, they're all gone. They're gone because it was a race and it was too much to ask of.
What we're seeing here in Routt County, and I think mountain communities all over the country really, is that with COVID, everybody decided that they could live anywhere they wanted to, and they settled in our mountain towns. With 52% of Routt County's lands being in public hands, the recreationists are here. They're here in numbers. The question that we're asking ourselves as a community is, how do we deal with this? How do we look at these events not just as a one-off, but as a broader whole of retaining rural character, keeping our community livable, while at the same time welcoming appropriate levels of recreation?
We have really spent the last year focused on what can we do to minimize any negative impact that our event has on the rural community. What we've done is taken SBT Gravel to a much more remote area. We've changed all of our courses. We think this will help lessen that impact. We've also been extremely communicative about when we will be on the roads, with everything from timetables, from when we'll start, when the last rider will go by. And some of that is our messaging to the riders to make sure that they really understand what it means to be good stewards on the bike.
I think at this point it's going to be up to the participants. If the participants go along with what's been put into place to make sure that this is an event that can be symbiotic with activities that are ranching and agriculture, then I think we will have a success story. And if not, we'll see.
We are so incredibly lucky to live in Routt County. I'm biased, but I think it's the most beautiful place in the world, and we have to preserve that. Whether you are here for recreation or agriculture or both, we have to find ways that we can all work together and enjoy these roads.
I think the race has done a good job of messaging that we don't want to lose this, so I hope racers are on their best behavior for that.
We are racing on roads that are not usually used very often, so people are used to the peace and quiet. For us, it's 30 seconds of going by, but for them, it's an hour of 4,000 people in stretchy spandex.
It's not going to hurt you to shoulder up for a second to let a car by and just create a bit of goodwill. At the same time, I do hope that the local community can embrace it.
We can't put the genie back in the bottle in the overall sense that Routt County has been discovered. People are getting out more and they're recreating more, which is a good thing, and people are bringing different values.
It has been an adjustment over these 75 years, but for us, it's been a joy.
The biking community in Steamboat is as strong and robust, and many of them are friends of mine, and they deserve to do that. You just can't have the out of balanceness. Somehow we've got to figure out trail system that's for bikes, trail system that's for pedestrians, trail system that works for equestrians and pedestrians. We've welcomed people in this valley forever, and we'll continue to do that.
I think that not always do we get out and represent ourselves, or maybe the time we finally get off the ranch is when we're upset about something, and so no one sees another side of us except the upset side. So it is beautiful to get to bike through this area really and to see these working landscapes. You got cattle grazing over there, or you got beautiful cut grass in rows, and the next time you bike by they got them rolled up in bales. There's something really special about it.
I get why people come here. I love it here. I skied, I snowboarded growing up. This place is amazing. We can both get along. We can both be on the road at the same time. We'll figure it out. We may have it held together with baling wire, but we got to figure it out.
Every time there's a car coming up behind, everybody moves over and really tries to help them out. It certainly does cause some impact to them for sure. So it's really nice of them to have us and host us. We're super thankful for them.
I'm seeing great behavior out there. There's probably a misunderstanding because there's a disconnect between the type of people who own the ranches and are frustrated, and then the type of people who are coming out to these sorts of events.
I think if they knew what it meant for a lot of us,
us and how hard we've worked, so they'd be a little bit more down for it.
I wish the rural community would come race with us. Get your little bike out here.
If there was a message I could get across to the ranching community, how can I do better? How can I solve this? We are actually setting the example across the country of how these two worlds can live together and how we can find a way that we can have a thriving ranching community as well as a thriving cycling event. We're aligned in loving where we live. We are aligned in wanting this to be a better place. So if we could just start there, maybe we could make some headway and find a way for all of us to be out and enjoy Routt County together.
I will make the following motion. I would move to approve the road use permit and authorize my signature on that permit as presented by Steamboat Gravel, scheduled to happen on June 28th and 29th of 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
I'll let him go by.
We actually created a website and you can order from us, snowdenmeats.com. Anytime someone orders, I know it. It dings my phone, I look it up, I send them a text. Like, I'm so excited. We're starting to work with other local ranchers and other producers to ship more than just our beef, but to ship their pork and some lamb and some other goodies.
I got a little vlog I do called Rocky Mountain Rancher. Just give a little snapshot into what life as a rancher in Colorado is.
Well, y'all, that's what you call a successful bull getting good old time, huh, Bussy? Even Buster was there to help.
A meat producer or a dairy farmer out here, if the winner gets like their weight in steaks, I would sprint for steak. You know, like.